Welcome back to Sawtooth Tactical. Today's video is brought to you by the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. So please like, share, leave me a comment. All those things help the algorithm, help get these videos out to more people, but especially subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every time I put out a video. We're growing the channel and I appreciate every one of you. So today's video is about something that actually really bothers me. It just shows how the other side plays dirty and how they have to lie in order to pass gun control legislation. And, you know, us doing everything right, being law-abiding citizens that just happen to own guns, happen to take our own safety and security as our own responsibility, just get played by these people. It's absolutely ridiculous. But luckily, the cat is out of the bag. I've seen other gun YouTubers talk about this already. Jared over at Guns and Gadgets. A couple others, can't think of off the top of my head. But basically what this is an article that I read yesterday. The CDC quietly scrubbed key firearm stats after pressure from gun control activists. So, gun controllers, I'm going to read the article, but it's just crazy that they have to lie, they have to change the narrative in order to try to pass gun control, because on its merit, nobody will go for it, because it's bullshit. So, listen to this. The Center for Disease Controls and Prevention, CDC, quietly removed a range of gun statistics from its website after gun control advocates complained that the statistics made gun control laws harder to pass, according to emails between CDC officials and gun control activists. Let's get rid of the truth, because the truth makes it harder to pass gun control. So it's freaking crazy. Over a 3-month period, gun control advocates met with CDC officials about its estimate of defensive gun use per year, which ranged from 60,000 to 2.5 million. These are defensive gun use. These are people using guns, firearms, to defend themselves, their families, and their property. This is why we have the Second Amendment, part of why we have it. Based on a review of various studies, according to the emails, the advocates argued that the 2.5 million statistic found in a study by criminologist Gary Kleck was misleading, incorrect, and made it harder to pass gun control laws, spurring the CDC's decision to remove the statistics from its website. And the CDC, we already saw what they did with COVID. They're just a tool of the left, of the government, of the people that want to control us at this point, and they're not to be trusted, obviously. That 2.5 million number needs to be killed, buried, dug up, killed again, and buried again. Mark Bryant, one of the attendees who runs the Gun Violence Archive, GVA, wrote in an email to the CDC. It is highly misleading, is used out of context, and I honestly believe it has zero value, even as an outlier point in honest DGU discussions. So, this guy believes what he believes, and so he wants to debate that an actual statistic done by, real work, that's how they found this statistic. He thinks that it should be buried because, it tells a story that guns are more often used to save lives than to take lives. The CDC initially stood behind the study in the defensive gun use section of its Fast Facts website, but opted to remove the statistics after the previously undisclosed meeting with the gun control advocates on September 15th, according to the Reload. We are planning to update the fact sheet in early 2022 after the release of some new data. Beth Reimels, Associate Director for Policy, Partnerships, and Strategic Communication, to understand defensive gun use prevalence, frequency, circumstances, and outcomes. It's a lot of words. Kleck stood by his research and told the Reload that the CDC did not reach out to him to gain any perspective on the statistic before deciding to remove it, arguing that it is blatant censorship. Sound familiar? You know, we've been hearing a lot about censorship lately, especially with Twitter, and how, you know, like I said, not trying to be too political, but the left is doing everything they can to censor any opinions or facts, in this case, of anything that they want to get rid of. CDC is just aligning itself with the gun control advocacy groups. It's just saying, we are their tool and we will do their bidding. And that's not what a government agency should do, Kleck told the Reload. Government agencies should not be political. They should not be on one side or the other. You know what I mean? They should just do their job. The CDC offered an explanation for the removal of the statistics, saying it removed the range of defensive gun use estimates to clarify the issue, as the very wide range could raise more questions than it answered, according to the Reload. Jesus Christ. Because estimates of defensive gun use vary depending on the questions asked, population studied, time frame, and other factors related to study design, and given the wide variability in previous estimates and the desire to keep the fact sheet short and succinct, it made the most sense to remove the numbers from the fact sheet and acknowledge that additional research is necessary to understand defensive gun use prevalence, frequency, circumstances, and outcomes, the CDC said. That's just an excuse for them to get rid of numbers that show that firearm ownership is actually very safe and very effective at preventing violence rather than starting violence, committing violence. Despite the CDC's explanation, Kleck argued that is just another way of saying we can't afford to even put one sentence in about the most frequent violence-related use of firearms, he told the Reload. You can't understand any significant aspects of the gun control debate once you eliminate defensive gun use. It's not complicated, Kleck continued. So that's exactly right. It is not complicated. He did all this research and found that up to 2.5 million uses of defensive firearm use per year to stop violence, to prevent people from getting hurt or killed, and they just want to delete that fact so that they can make their narrative stand out and do what they can to pass more gun control. But in order for them to try to pass more gun control, they have to lie, they have to take away the facts. And to me, it just shows, as it should to everyone, and I know it does to you guys that are on the side of the Second Amendment and believe in this stuff, but even to the people that are undecided, that maybe don't own firearms yet, or they, whatever, this should show them that it takes lies and manipulation in order for them to convince people that more gun control is a good thing rather than a bad thing. So I think it's awesome this came out. This article, I found this on the homepage of my computer. When I turned it on, it has all kinds of news stories that you can scroll through. This was on the homepage, so this isn't hidden. People now know about this. They know the fact that the CDC erased these numbers because of pressure from gun control groups. And so I hope that it shows them, what it shows us, that they have to lie and manipulate the facts in order to pass gun control. It's kind of crazy to me. Anyway, I want to keep this video short. Please subscribe to the channel. Like I said, hit that bell icon. Leave me a comment down below. What do you think about this? I think it's absolutely crazy. If you liked it, drop me a like. Share this video with everyone you know, especially people that aren't pro Second Amendment. See what it shows, let them see what they have to do in order to pass gun control. Make sure you hit that bell icon and subscribe so you don't miss the videos coming up. On Tuesday, I'm doing a review of this. This is a SIG Juliet 3 Micro 3X magnifier. Got it mounted on my 11.5-inch AR here, and I'm very excited about it. I've wanted a magnifier for that gun for a long time, and it gives a lot of added capability to it. It's really cool. Besides that, eventually we'll be doing a comparison of LPVO versus red dot magnifier combo. We've got a lot of good stuff coming. We've got a new build series coming very soon. We're going to do a Gucci Glock build, so make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned for that. From Sawtooth Tactical, stay strapped or get clapped.